Arisa has had a long week, a rough couple of days. On her wedding anniversary, her husband of 10 years tells her that he wants a divorce. She has no idea why, she cries, she tries to find out what is wrong. He insists that their marriage has failed and all he wants to do is break away in peace. Arisa still tries to make amends, telling him that whatever he has done, she is ready to forgive, whatever it may be, but he is now insisting on putting on distance from her, trying to push the idea of a divorce on her over and over and over again. Then Arisa finds out why. He, her husband, Ek, is having an affair with her friend, Ket, that came back into her life 2 months prior, and he is willing to throw away 10 years of marriage just to be with her friend. Arisa intercepts a call from Ket to Ek by taking his phone one day and running into the house, locking him out. She answers the call to tell the woman, her friend, her supposed friend, that she is not going to give up her husband, that she intends to keep her marriage. In comes her mother-in-law, and Arisa, tells the mother-in-law that her son has been cheating, and the mother-in-law has absolutely no problem with it. Boy moms. No, not just mothers who have sons, but something worse. A boy mom, from what social media has shown me, is a mother who is overly fixated on her son. She cuddles him, protects him, puts him on this high pedestal. No one is ever going to be good enough for her pretty little boy, especially someone that she didn't choose, which is where Arisa comes in. In this story, it is clear from the mother's words that she never planned for her son Ek to marry Arisa because she thinks Arisa is beneath him because Arisa came from a poor home and they didn't. Which is quite funny because also according to the story, the life they are living now is thanks to Arisa's sacrifice. She sold her parents' land to pay, I think, debts, and also was half of the money that paid for the house that they live in. Yet the mother is not satisfied. She believes her son could have done so much better. This is a habit you're going to see so much from this woman, putting down Arisa just to make the girl's life miserable enough to force her to leave. And don't let it ever get to your head that this is a recent thing. This is something this woman has been doing for over 10 years, way before they were married. And she is still doing it as the show is starting. Before we move on, I want to say that I've also noticed that there are different types of boy moms. There's the boy that, despite his mother's fixation, grows up to be normal and adjusted, easily accountable for his actions. And there are other boys from boy moms that grow up the opposite way. Because of their mother's overfixation and desire to spoil them rotten, they do grow up spoiled rotten. They don't know how to take blame for their actions because they grew up hearing nothing but praise and encouragement even when they were wrong, because the mother doesn't know how to call out them being wrong. To such mothers, their son can do no wrong, and that is where Ek falls in. Ek falls in the category of boys who grew up with boy moms and became a mess. I'm talking cannot take accountability, argues like a child, thinks of himself alone. If Arisa was married to the former type of boy mom, the type that does not grow up with his mom's antics, you would see that she would have a husband who would at least defend her from his mother's behavior. But Ek does none of that. The treatment that Arisa has been receiving has been going on for 10 years in the same house as her husband, but he never defends her and is never shown to try to stop his mother from offending her, at least not at the beginning of the series. He is present for a lot, if not most, of his mother's insult towards his wife. One of the most painful ones is as his mother is telling Arisa all the reasons why she supports his affair, the mother mentions children. Arisa and Ek have been trying for 10 years to get pregnant, but it never happened. It's a sore spot for Arisa and also for Ek because they both want children, but now Ek is having an affair with someone else, and the mother turns to this hurt wife, looks at a woman whose heart has been broken by her son, and tells her that she is worthless. No wonder a child didn't want to be born to her. And Ek watches and listens as his mother degrades, insults, and offends the woman he claims to have loved. And you may say, because for those who don't know, this is the point in the show where he's been asking her for a divorce. You may say, oh, it's because he no longer loves her. But I am willing to bet that for years and years while his mother did all this, Ek never once tried to stop her. He would only listen and maybe occasionally try to say, oh ma, don't do that, but never truly mean it enough. Because he starts to mean it later on, which shocks his mother. That is why I believe in the past he never stood up for her. But to stand there, to listen to your mother tell the woman who has been trying to get pregnant for both of you that she is barren because no child would even want to be born to a woman like her, when she is a decent person, that is a terrible type of boy and a horrible type of boy mom. But it's not only in her son's presence where she offends Arisa. When Arisa came back, the next morning after being told that he wanted a divorce, the mother was talking to her, the mother-in-law was talking to her, and Arisa was not in the mood, but the mother was trying to force her to listen to every negative, venomous, poisonous, insulting, demeaning, degrading, offensive thing that she had to say. To the point where Arisa tried to leave by force, and the mother starts reacting like, are you raising your voice at me? Hint, Arisa did not raise her voice once in that argument. She was just trying to leave because she's already received bad news the day before and she couldn't bear to put up with her mother-in-law at that moment. The mother-in-law further goes on to say, I hope you will not be surprised when my son comes home with a new wife, because you are just not enough for him. You have not been enough for him for 10 years. You are pathetic. You don't make him happy. I see him all the time around the house. He's broken. He's unhappy. Just divorce him. When she finds out about the affair, she is supportive only because she wants to force Arisa to give her son the divorce, not because she wants him to be with the woman that he is currently cheating on the wife with. Keep it in mind, boy moms don't see anyone worth their son unless I think they pick them themselves. Because before she found out that Kat was the mistress, she was praising her to the son. She's so successful, she's so beautiful, look how young her skin is. Then she finds out that this is the mistress and suddenly she can't stand the girl anymore. Suddenly, she also starts repeating the same thing she tells Arisa to Kat, telling Kat that she's worthless, she's trying to force her son into something, she and the baby, because Kat later gets pregnant, she and the baby should die, she should push her off the staircase just so the baby would die. This mother does not have a soul. I understand you're not liking the person, but why is she always attacking the children? Oh my god, you're pregnant, you should die so the baby should die too. Excuse me, ma'am? What is wrong with you? She has a girl that she has picked for her son, a daughter of a friend. And this is another reason why I say that I don't think Ek ever tried to defend Arisa for 10 years. At this point in the show, where she has brought this new wife that she wants him to be with, Ek is now this pathetic fool. So sorry. He is now trying to win Arisa back. I won't tell you why, because that is for another video. After asking for a divorce, this man is now begging and groveling at her feet, begging this woman that he was trying to force out of his life to give him another chance. So she agrees. You want to go out to eat? Fine, let's go out to eat. Ek holds Arisa's hand and smiles while Arisa looks miserable because, again, another video. He's now taking her down the stairs, still holding her hand, talking to her. In comes this beautiful boy mom. You see man and wife holding hands walking. What does she do? Can you guess? If you guess that she broke the hold apart, you'll be correct. She walks in and just slyly breaks their hands apart and takes his hand to tell him that, oh, there's someone here to see you. My friend and her daughter are here. Come see them. Now, if you were a mom, if you are a normal adjusted mother and you see your son holding his wife's hand, surely you would just stand and tell them that there's somebody there to visit and you would like for them to go and see them and say hello, right? But this is a boy mom. This is not just any boy mom. This is a boy mom from hell. So she breaks the hold apart, and what does Ek do? Does Ek notice what she has done and take his hand back to hold Arisa's hand? No. He follows her to go say hello while Arisa follows behind them. And that entire breakfast, the mom has absolutely zero self-control. Sometimes I would like to think, oh, it's a TV show. They're probably exaggerating her behavior for the TV. But I, and probably most of you who have seen real life examples of this on social media with women trying to make husbands of their own sons, and people who know that sometimes reality is crazier than fiction, you know that they may not even be scratching the surface of what some women have to go through. So Arisa sits through what to me must be the most uncomfortable, most disgraceful lunch I've ever seen, because the mom is literally trying to pimp out her son in front of her. Her son, Ek, is a doctor, and he is, I think, a gynecologist, I'm not sure, but they mention him giving somebody a pelvic exam once and twice and 3 times, and it is what she's currently, the mother, suggesting to her friend, so I think he's a gynecologist. This mother, in front of the wife, sits there and starts speaking about feminine health with her friend's daughter, and then they go, oh my god, if you don't trust any doctors, you should trust my son. He can spread your legs and look in between them for you, and you will be in safe hands. She didn't say that, but that is how disgusting the words she said made me feel, because, excuse me, if she's shy about getting a checkup as a girl, a lady, she can go and try and find a female doctor. Why does she have to get it from your married son? She wants to put it under the cover of, oh, this is my friend's daughter, I want the best for her. But neither Arisa nor Ek is blind to what she's doing. Does Ek finally just stand up to his mother and say something? Does he say, no, Mom, I see what you're doing, enough? Nope. He lets it go on and on and on, and then tries to have his little moments of telling his mother to stop, which again never has power behind them, but just, oh, Mom, please, Mom, please, Mom. The wife leaves, the guests leave, and that is when he does tell her that I know what you're doing. That is not the time you tell her that you know what she's doing. The time to tell her so is when she's insulting your wife in front of people that are strangers to you and your wife. You stand up and say, Mom, you're being offensive, that's enough. But the thing that pushes him to finally stand up to his mother is when he gets his mistress pregnant and she comes to live with them. And the wife, Arisa, is saying, yep, there is no more fight left in me to be with you. I am ready to call this quit. And this is where this video shifts from just boy moms from hell to the boys they create. Because Arisa finally leaves the house like the mother wants, so that Ek and Kat can have their children in peace and she can go move on with her life, because it's heartbreaking. To her, from her perspective, 10 years she's been trying for a child, and her husband got his mistress pregnant in 2 months. So she's done. You want a divorce? Tell me when, I'll sign it. Ek starts to beg. He tries to grab her. He tries to tell her, don't go. When his mom is saying, let her go, it is the first time he starts to raise his voice. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. Arisa leaves. Ek looks for her all night. He doesn't find her. He comes back home. His mother finds him. And then this is where the divide shows. I mentioned how sometimes the boys that are raised by boy moms actually grow up decent and learning to take accountability, and there are others that grow up spoiled and are unable to take accountability. Seeing that his marriage is not on the brink of ending because now Arisa honestly wants a divorce too, he looks at his mom and says, are you finally happy? You finally got what you wanted. You guys can't see me now, nor could you see me when I first watched this show, but the expression I had, the way I looked sideways at my own screen.
How are you not embarrassed?
I'm confused. What do you mean, is she happy? The first time you asked for a divorce, your mother wasn't there. But then he goes on to explain his point. It was how she kept talking about Arisa that influenced him to cheat. Okay. He said because the mother always talked down to her, the mother always hammered on the negatives, she was in his head, it's why he cheated. I just kept thinking, if your mother was speaking negatively about your own wife, why is it that you, a grown man, a doctor that apparently is very respected in his field, could not put your wife behind you, look your mother in the eye and tell her, excuse me, you have to stop this now, or my wife and I are moving out of this house this instant. There is no way she went on treating your wife the same way for 10 years, and then you have the audacity, you have the gall, the effrontery to then say it was because of her actions torturing your wife that made you cheat. So she's hurting your wife and it makes you hurt your wife too, but it is her fault. He then starts to scream at his mother that she has to stop. She has to stop. He's never going to divorce his wife. He loves her. She's never going to get her way. Are you happy? You ruined my life. What? The mother is trying to say, hey, don't blame me for that. But whenever she's trying to hide behind, this is your choice, that is when I also turn to her like, yes, it is his choice, but you're an animal. You are a vulture circling a carcass and you wanted to pick it clean. She did everything. This woman was so intent on getting them to break up that she started stalking her own son. She got his phone at some point and placed a tracker in it so that whenever they went out to try and recover their love or their marriage, she could stalk him to either send the girl that she wants him to marry to him or go herself to disrupt their day. Does that sound like a well-adjusted human being in the end? I cannot even begin to fathom the horror it must be to be married to somebody with a mother like that. I cannot even begin to think of how terrible it is to wake up every morning. Let's even go before the divorce was brought up. For Arisa to wake up every morning, look at the face of the man she loved, and then go downstairs and deal with this venomous snake. Even worse when she started feeling more cut off from her husband. Every day, to the point of being stalked. My final example comes from something that she did when she was trying to force the divorce. Arisa has had a shaky relationship with someone where they kind of started to like each other, but she was insistent on saving her marriage after the guy helped her get Ek jealous, which is, by the way, the only reason he's trying to force the marriage now. It was jealousy at another guy being an interest that made Ek open his eyes to say, I still love my wife and I still want a marriage. Unbelievable. But when they started rebuilding their marriage, Arisa decides that she cannot have an emotional attachment to the guy, so she starts to push him away. But at some point, he forces a kiss on her. He kisses her, and that is the kiss this stalker of a woman sees. She takes a picture of it and then shows it to her son. Hey, look, your wife is cheating on you. Divorce her. Like your son doesn't have his mistress literally right behind him. Excuse me? I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying she is not in her right mind. Ek, this pathetic man, because of his jealousy, is not ready to let Arisa go, especially if it's to be with that guy, because he knows who that is. He's met him, he's seen him, and he wants his marriage to work now because he's so sure now that he's in love. Excuse me. He tells his mother, no, I'm not going to divorce her. It's because of what I did that she did this, so I forgive her. And the mother is appalled. She cannot believe her ears. Neither her, nor Arisa, nor the lover can believe their ears. And then she proceeds to then post the picture on the hospital. I think the hospital has a community page where patients can give reviews or something. And she leaves a bad review insulting Arisa to the hospital, which is funny because your son is also a doctor at said hospital and his relationship has not gotten exposed. But she wants to force this divorce so badly that she's willing to risk Arisa's professional career. Did I say that was the last? That is the last example on Arisa's side. I'm not even going to talk about the time she hit Arisa only because Arisa was too busy spitting out bars. Okay, I won't touch that. I'm going to move to Ket because Ket soon moves into the house and again she starts to show her attitude to the point where she tries to push Ket off a staircase just so Ket can lose the baby. Did you hear what I said? Even Satan would not want this boy home. Oh my god. This, I can't pronounce the name of this series, but honestly, I've been addicted to watching it over and over again. And her character, I just cannot believe that someone like this actually might exist in real life. But I know that they do. I cannot imagine this being a woman's life. I cannot imagine how it feels because neither the mother nor the son deserve Arisa, nor any woman like her. Because like I said, they are boys from boy moms that grow up decent, who at least know how to set boundaries, knowing how their mother's character is. Okay, this is my wife, you don't do such things. I think a perfect human example, when I say human, I mean like out of the show, actual real life example, are all these videos I've seen on YouTube, which I am not sure if they're real or staged. I hope they're not real, where you would see baby showers and the gender is being revealed, and you would just see the mother completely take over the scene like it's her reveal. Okay, let's say they have a boy, and before the husband can hug the mother, before the husband can hug the wife, the mother of his child, in comes his mother to jump on him, give him a hug, kiss him up, tell him how she's so happy for him, pushing the wife to the side. That is how this movie felt like. It felt like watching those kind of videos on repeat. And the husband, of course, would let the mother do such a thing. Would not say, oh no, mom, let me celebrate with my wife first. Nah, jump on me, mom. Be happy with me, mom. My wife can wait until we are finished. I understand loving your mother. I love my mom. I love my mom to pieces. But there are some things that you will not... there are some things that you should cut off. And Ek never did so. Which is why the end was so satisfying. At the end of the series, Arisa has moved on. But before that, the beautiful scene where Ek, defeated, goes to his mother and she's asking, what do you want to eat? Should I have someone prepare something for you? Where is Arisa? And he goes on his knees and he says, Mom, would you be okay if it's just the two of us living in this house? And she's like, oh, what happened to Arisa? What happened to the baby? It doesn't have to say anything for the mom to figure out that the child was not his, and so Arisa is gone and they only have each other and they hug. And all I could think was, yeah, you two deserve each other. You deserve to just live lonely in this house all by yourself. They tried to make it an emotional moment, but I'm sorry, I've been tortured by the two of you the entire show. I don't have any mercy in that moment. You two should hug and float away together. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to see more of my commentaries, especially the ones that have been copyright striked, because sometimes I post to YouTube and they get blocked, those ones will be available on my Patreon for you to check out. There are also other videos I make. I'm currently trying to work on an animated series using the Sim 4 and it's been taking a whole lot out of me. I hope you had fun, and if you want to check out this series, I actually recommend that you do. It was nice, I liked it, and maybe you might too. See you on the next one.